Welcome to this week's Quick Hits, a look at area sports. I'm Record Sports Editor Bob Highfill. What a golf tournament this week at Brookside Country Club. The 7th Pacific Invitational is about as exciting as it can get, with a final outcome for the team and individual winners coming down to the final hole. In the end, for the individual medalist honors, it went to BYU's Devin Purser over Pacific senior Alex Edford. Alex Edford started the final round with a 2-shot lead, but Purser caught him with an eagle on the 10th hole and then outlasted Edford, finishing the tournament at 19 under par. Alex Edford finished at 18 under par. He did a great job, but just came up one stroke short. For the team competition, Kansas State won it on the final hole with a birdie. They outlasted Pacific and Nevada. Kansas State finished 47 under par for the tournament. The Tigers and Wolfpack were both one stroke back at 46 under par. The previous team record for the Pacific Invitational was set in 2007 by Charlotte. That team score was 40 under par. There were 5 teams in this year's tournament that finished better than 40 under par. So it really was some remarkable scoring out there at Brookside. Some great golf. Can't wait until next year's Pacific Invitational after the excitement we saw out at Brookside this week. Speaking about Alex Edford, you won't come across a better guy. He is just a real class act. He's the senior for the Tigers this season. It's a very young team. In fact, of the 5 players that participated for Pacific this week, 4 were underclassmen. So Alex Edford not only is playing for himself, but he's also trying to lead this young team.
It's pretty cool because even though it's a young team, we had 5 sophomores last year that got right in the action right away. So they were playing in tournaments, and they have a full year of experience of college golf under their belts as well. So that helps a lot. But Coach, me, I would say, and AJ have been trying to help mentor the freshmen and even the sophomores, just kind of learn the little things that I've learned and that Coach has taught me and that have, can make you improve quickly. So we've been trying to work on them, and they're coming along great. As you could tell, the 2 freshmen have been playing pretty steady so far, so that's good.
And one of the young players for the Tigers this season with an awful lot of promise. He played extremely well. S.J. Mang, a native of Seoul, Korea, who comes to Pacific by way of Hawaii. You have to be pleased. This is your first collegiate tournament, and things are just going great for you.
Yeah, this is my first tournament, and I'm just pleased to come out here and be a contribution to the team.
High school football this week a bit subdued. Boy, we had the big game last week between Stagg and St. Mary's. A lot of hype going into that one, and the game sure lived up to it with the Rams outlasting the Delta Kings in a great game that I think of the thousands of people that were there, they're not going to forget that one real soon. But St. Mary's did outlast Stagg, pretty much wrapped up the T-Cal title with that victory. St. Mary's has McNair on Friday. That should be a good game, but one that the Rams should win. And looking at the other league races, they're pretty well wrapped up. The SJAA belongs to Lincoln. Lincoln takes on Lodi on Friday. The Trans-Valley League, it's rippins as they finished an undefeated season last week. They're kicking back this week idle, and then they'll go into the Sac Joaquin section playoffs. So congratulations to Chris Johnson and his group. And Argonaut in the Mother Lode League is going for an undefeated season. They have to get past Amador, their rival, on Friday to make that happen. Now, anything can happen, so don't let what I say influence you at all. But it looks like the league races are pretty well wrapped up in high school football, and the Sac Joaquin section playoffs will begin in a couple weeks. Moving on to Delta football, a disappointing loss last week for the Mustangs against Fresno City. The Mustangs are now 6-2 on the season, and they're preparing for a game against Sierra. That is at 1 o'clock Saturday up in Rockland. The Stockton Thunder has its annual Think Pink weekend for breast cancer awareness. That's Friday through Sunday, and that's at Stockton Arena. Earlier this week, the ice was painted pink for the event, which always draws big crowds. Now, the Thunder has a game Friday against Bakersfield. Then they host Alaska on Saturday and Sunday. Friday and Saturday's games are at 7:30, and the Sunday game with Alaska is at 4 p.m. And it's time for basketball, college basketball. The Pacific men's and women's teams have an exhibition doubleheader on Sunday at Spanos Center. The women will take on Cal State East Bay. The men, Chico State. Game times 2:30 p.m. and 5 o'clock. That's Sunday at Spanos Center. That's Quick Hits for this week. I'm Record Sports Editor Bob Highfill. For all of your local sports, go to The Record and RecordNet.com.